You are now witnessing interview number 36 on the Indians Corner podcast. Yes, you heard it correctly. Interview 36. I'm your host, Todd Finney himself. In the building with me, man, I got a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome professional boxer Nasheed SugarSheed Smith. Hey,
Yes,
Nasheed, man,
sir.
what's going on, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How you doing? I appreciate you for having me on this interview.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like it's cold. It's cold out today, man. But I'm ready.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm
you
ready to
know,
kick this
gotta
interview off.
bundle up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, man. I'm bundling up as well. Yeah. So yeah, man. Let's get right into it. As I said, you are my 36th interview, and
Mm,
you're my first interview for 2026. So I appreciate this
mm.
opportunity.
No, for sure. I appreciate you for having me.
All right. So everybody's journey with the sport of boxing is different. Everybody gets into it for different reasons. Got different paths for coming into boxing. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us where you from and what was your childhood growing up? What was your childhood like?
Oh yeah, I'm born and raised DC native, Washington DC. For me, coming up, I was always into like combat sports for real. My parents, they was always like, you can't just go to school, come home and do nothing, just play the game all day. You gotta come home, get ready to go to a sport or do whatever activity you want to do. So at first, for me, I had chose Taekwondo, and I did that for a couple years. I was two-time national champion that as well. And then after that, I had stopped that for I want to say maybe like a year or so, and then I had got into boxing. And really, my whole reasoning for it was because I wanted to use boxing as a stepping stone to really get into UFC, the MMA. And I was as a kid, I'm thinking to myself like, cool, Taekwondo. I got my feet together. Um, my dad, he was two-time state wrestling champ, so I'm like, okay, he taught me how to wrestle a little bit. I know how to do that a little bit. Now I just need to get my hands together. But once I really got into boxing and got into competing and really just stayed in the gym, I just fell in love with it. So that's why I stayed.
Nice. So you saying it was a little bit of mixture of your dad and your parents just not wanting you to come home and not do
Oh
anything.
yeah, yeah, 100
Uh,
percent, 100%. My dad and mom was very adamant about none of their kids not having no activity to do after school because especially for my dad, he would still tell you to this day if you don't have no activity after school, that's how kids get into trouble, especially in the area that I grew up in, Washington D.C. You know, I ain't saying I grew up in the worst area, but I ain't grew up in the best either, and I know a lot of kids, and not even just kids. I have a lot of friends that have fell victim to, just being outside, just being in the streets, playing around and doing all types of crazy stuff. And now they in 20, 30 years in prison. I mean, for me, I really say the sports really changed my life, but not even just sports, but boxing in general just helped save my life.
wow. Okay, so tell us about your amateur career. Like how many fights did you have as an amateur?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so in the amateurs, right, I had to have two books because my first book got lost. So I want to say I had over 100 amateur fights. I'm not gonna lie, but
Wow.
out of 100 amateur fights, I won the Sugar Bear Nationals. I won JO Nationals twice. Uh, I went to the Olympic trials. I won Golden Glove nationals. I won the USA Championship nationals. I got quite a few nationals under my belt. I was ranked number one in the country before I turned pro. Ranked number two in the country for basically all of my career. So in the amateurs, I pretty much did it all in terms of being an amateur boxer in the United States. Um, Basically every tournament you can think of in the states for amateur boxing, either I've been or I won it. So
Wow. Wow, that's what's up, man. So 100 fights, that's
yeah,
pretty, that's some great experience right there.
100%.
Yeah. So you fight at light heavyweight. Like,
Mhm.
is that a weight that you're comfortable at, or do you think that you will ever even go up to cruiserweight as a pro?
Oh yeah, I'm very comfortable at it right now, but I know in the future for sure I'll definitely go up. Um, I'm not saying I'll get to heavyweight, but cruiserweight for sure. I know once I take over the division at light heavyweight, it's gonna be some fights to be made at 201 as well. I'm willing to go up. You know what I mean? I'm willing to take them belts. Do what I gotta do.
All right. Okay. Sure. Uh my guys in the building, G5 Jeff TV. He said salute to Nasheed and Todd, man. So appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, so speaking of the light heavyweight division, a couple of weeks ago we had a crazy fight. Jesse Hart,
Hmm.
Khalil Cole came in about 7, 8 pounds overweight, and like the third round, like it kind of picked up Jesse Hart and like body slam him in a sense.
Hmm.
So I didn't agree with the decision, but like, what was your thoughts, on the whole fight? The coming in overweight. What was your thoughts on the whole thing that took place that night?
I think okay. I think coming in overweight was crazy, but I thought it was gonna be a good fight. I knew it was gonna be a good fight just from because I remember seeing that they were supposed to fight. I want to say they were supposed to fight before that fight too, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember seeing them. They were supposed to fight. I'm like, okay, this gonna be a good fight. And in my opinion, wait, that was on the what who's undercard? That was on the Shakur Teal undercard, right?
Yeah, Andy Cruz and Raymond
Yeah, yeah,
Martella.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think that was the fight of the night. I'm not gonna lie. That was that was the best fight to me. It was skill for skill. They both was boxing really well, both using a jab. Um, boxing is sometimes you just can't leave it in the judge's hands. You know what I mean? And if I'm Jesse Hart and I'm going out there and I know I'm B side and I'm going out there to fight. I mean, it's not just enough of just feeling like I won. You got to go take it. You know what I mean? That last round, he just had to go take it. And I can't really remember the last round too well, but I mean, that's just boxing. If you don't go take it and you just leave it in the hands of the judges, it's always a chance that it could go the other way, no matter how you did or how you think you did.
right. Yeah, so like boxing, it's a big decision making business. So like, if you was in that position, you put all the training in. Here you are, at the weigh-ins. Your opponent comes in 8 pounds overweight. Is your team not going to allow that? I mean, as a fighter, I know you want to fight, but if you're in that position, like, what move do you make?
Well, for me, I just turned to my team. I'm very trusting in my team. I believe in my team a lot. I always say I got the greatest team in the world.
Yeah,
Of course, my team, they already know if it come to me and it come down to me, I'm gonna say yes, I want to fight. But I leave those type of decisions to my team because being a professional and I'm learning, it's not just about fighting. We not at this point, we're not fighting for trophies, medals, and belts no more. It's about money now. It's about how people might be trying to get the advantage to win the fight, things like that. So really I would just put that decision completely in the hands of my team. Because
okay,
they already know. When they come to me, if you bring them to the table, I'm willing to fight them. It don't matter.
facts. So like, if your team said no, we're not doing this, our opponent got an advantage. Do you feel like,
That we not
man,
doing it.
that's yeah, like do you feel like you wasted a training camp, like this was a waste of time, or like
Uh,
how do
uh.
you encourage yourself to keep going forward when something like that happens?
Um So actually, it's been times where I've came to a fight and my opponent just didn't show up. So for me, it's not about um because I always got that drive. You know what I mean? My drive, I want to be the greatest. I want to be the greatest of all time in terms of boxing. Like when you mention boxing, you have to mention Nasheed, SugarSheed Smith. I don't want it to be no other way. Um, so for me, that's my drive. Me knowing that that's the goal, that's the mission. No matter what it takes to get there, I'm gonna get there. That's my drive for me. So
Gotcha.
I don't really be tripping. Whatever my team say, I'm willing to ride with because I know that they want what's best for me. I've been with my teams. I was 19 years old. I've been to their houses. I've slept at their houses. I've trained at their houses. I've been to their jobs. I've trained at their jobs. We've done all types of stuff together, inside the gym, outside the gym. We have all types of conversations. So I trust wholeheartedly in my team and whatever decision that they make.
Gotcha. All right. So speaking of your team, you got a great team. You got Barry Hunter as your
Hmm.
trainer. You got Patrice Harris. He does
Yeah,
great work with the mitts. I love
yeah.
those videos. So like, tell us, like, let's start with Barry Hunter, man. Tell us like about Barry Hunter as a trainer.
Oh yeah. Very. He's like a. It's like if you don't believe him, it won't work. right? Because it's always a method behind his madness. If your inside game isn't where it need to be, he will make you work on the inside game for however long it takes, no matter how you feel. If as long as you believe in what he's saying, you just keep working on it. You keep working on it. You might not feel like it's getting there, or you might feel like it's taking too long to process. If you keep working on what he wants you to work on, I'm telling you, it's going to improve. Not only that, but it's like Coach B can, and not even just Coach B, but all my coaches, they can just sense when something is wrong. Like if I walk in the gym a certain way, like they know, like, nah, like come here, come talk to me right quick. Like what's going on? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that just comes from the chemistry that we've created throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been in my teams, I was 19 years old. Um he's one of the people that houses I have been to. We've slept in the same hotel room. He taken me all types of places outside of where I live and things like that. Like I've gone places with B that I've never even thought I was gonna go. Like I went to Minnesota. Like you know what I mean? Like
Wow.
it's just some like just some places where I just was like, I didn't know I would go here, and now I'm going there, and B is also introducing me to these other high profile people to get my name out there and things like that. So I mean, B is like, I know my dad he called him Master Splinter, you know.
Wow.
So he's definitely, you know what I mean, a testament, and he's also the creator of the Headbanger Boxing Gym too. So you know
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
he's very world renowned. His accolades speak for themselves. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
be
Wow.
that
Yeah. Salute to Barry Hunter, man. Like so,
for
like
sure.
yeah, no, I've interviewed some boxers that said like their trainers are no nonsense type of guys. So like if you're not putting in the work in, it's like is he hard on you? Like man,
Oh
if
yeah,
you're not putting the work in, get out of my gym. Is that
yeah,
the type of
yeah,
guy
for
he is?
sure. Yeah,
Wow.
for sure, for sure. He's quick to tell you like, look, ain't gonna be no love lost. You know what I mean? We can still be cool. You can still stop by the gym every now and then, but you coming in here and you wasting people time because at the end of the day, we working in there. We trying to be champions. Like I said, I'm trying to be the best ever. If I can't be in the gym where it's 10 people working and 2 people slacking because now one person out of that 10 might look at that 2 and be like, let me slack with them. And now it's more people slacking, more people slacking, more people slacking. And it's like one bad apple just ruins the whole basket. And
Wow.
you know, Coach B, he the type, he just let you know, look, maybe
Wow.
this just ain't for you. And it ain't no hard feelings behind it. Because boxing isn't for everybody. You gotta think
Facts.
this is a sport where people can die in that ring. One
Facts,
wrong
man.
shot can change everything in your life. You might get
Facts.
hit in the back of the head too hard, and you know now you're not able to walk. You're not able to talk. Like it's
Facts.
different in there. So I
Facts.
mean, B is definitely no nonsense. But all my coaches is like that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they want to make sure that we are safe. They want to make sure that we are prepared for any and everything that happens in that ring, and you can't be prepared while BSing in the gym and not really doing what you need to do.
Facts. Yeah. Salute to Barry Hunter, man. Salute to Barry Hunter. Yeah. So like tell us about Patrice Harris, with the mid work.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Coach Boogie, man. Coach Boogie, that's my guy too. Now I've stayed over Coach Boogie house more than I stayed over any one of my coaches' house for real. Coach Boogie, all my coaches are like father figures. Coach Boogie, man, he's not only because people they'll see him like on the Instagram and like stuff like that, like more so with just the miss and stuff like that, but they don't understand. He knows the sweet science. Coach Boogie used to be a boxer too, and like he was one of the
Mm-hmm.
top amateurs in the game when he was doing it. Man,
Wow.
Coach Boogie will tell you something, and you ain't even gotta see it. Just do what he say. It's gonna land. It's gonna be like clockwork. I'm telling you. As soon as he say it, just do it. And it's easy to hear his voice. You know, that's my guy. We always joke around and stuff like that. But when it's time for business, it's time for business. And I think Coach Boogie is one of the world's best coaches, like to
Wow.
ever exist.
Salute to Patrice Harris, man. Didn't he played in one of the Creed movies?
Yeah, he did. He did too. He did Creed 2 and he did Creed 3. Yep, yep.
Okay, yeah, salute to
Yeah,
him, man. That's
yeah,
what's up. That's what's up.
yeah.
We got a guy in the chat. It says Corn Sniper. He says, bro, you come in 3 plus pounds overweight and you didn't try to make weight. Don't take extra money. Make him lose it quickly. weight drain him and bring home the victory, or don't fight at all. I think he's
Oh, you
probably
talking
talking
about
about
you talking about the Khalil
Khalil.
Cole fight and stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just like I said, for me, it's just all about what my team say. If my team say do that, then we do that. If not,
right,
then we go a different direction.
right. And then he says perfect example, Keyshawn and De Los Santos. De Los Santos would have lost, and he made a smart decision. So he talked about he didn't take the fight. So
Oh yeah. No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and
mm,
De Los Santos, he still got paid too. So
right,
you know.
true. Yeah, so like I seen like some of your training, like I see like some of your videos where you're like punching a light on the wall or ball is
Hmm.
bouncing off the wall, you're catching it like so like are those like training routines to like increase your speed, like reflexes or
Oh yeah. No, 100%, 100%. That's my guy, RZA. He owns Neuro Movement, man, and he get me right before every fight too. I want to say before I even turned pro, I was working with him. But now that when I did turn pro, I was like for sure working with him too because it gets your mind thinking. Um, it gets you faster. Like it's just about like he can explain it better than I can. But man, the way he does what he does, nobody does it. Like
uh,
I've seen people like they try to mimic it on Instagram and stuff like that. Nobody can do it like how he do it.
uh,
And I mean because really he's the creator, he's the originator of the type of stuff that he's doing. He's not just doing regular stuff. We do all types of stuff. I'm actually going to work with him tomorrow too. So
okay,
yeah, nah, that's my guy, man. We work all the time and I'm telling you, anybody, it's a certain number, and I'm not even gonna put this number out there. It's a certain number that people can get to. If they get to it, and it's been proven every time they've gotten to it, if they get to it, they don't lose in a fight.
uh,
It's been
uh,
proven every time.
so like has he like have you done any training routines with him where you're like, man, I don't want to do this. Like this is pushing me to my limit, man. I ain't up to this
Oh
today.
yeah,
Or
nah, 100%. But one thing about me, I might complain, but I'm gonna always do it. Like I
gotcha.
might, you know what I mean? I might be like, I don't really feel like doing it, but I'm gonna always do it because for me, my coach could tell me to move a building, I'm gonna try to move the building. Like I'm
Right.
just that type of person.
Okay. All right. All right. So, in the sport of boxing, man, we got a lot of inspirational stories. You got George Foreman, who came back at won a championship at like 45 years old. This
Hmm.
wasn't the
Yep.
George Foreman in shape. You got guys like Vinny Paz that was in a car
Hmm.
accident, broke his neck,
Yep.
still came back to the sport of boxing.
Yep.
Anthony Durrell, beat cancer, becoming the two-time champion. So, like,
Yep.
what's a story that inspires you to like keep going hard in the gym? Like if that guy can do this, I can definitely put the work in.
Um. Really, it's a little bit of everybody, man. I like to watch everybody. I like to watch everybody's fights. I like to watch everybody's stories. Um. I can't even think of a specific one because I mean for me like I said where I come from, man, it's grimy in DC. Everybody know that, you know what I mean.
Okay.
It's different in DC. And um growing up how I grew up, you know what I mean, I think my story is enough to want me to, you know what I mean, to really push myself and things like that, like,
Okay.
so for me it's really just I want to say what pushes me the most to really grind, what makes me want to really go as hard as I do is myself and my family. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And also my community too, because I understand that in DC it's not a lot of role models. And in DC it's not a lot of people that's willing to go back to the communities where they came from, or that's willing to go back to the communities where people deem the hood and things like that.
Right.
Um, but I know I'm one of those people that is willing to do it. I taught the kids all the time, and I'm willing to um give them that open access to just to come talk to me, because a lot of times people don't be having people to talk to, and then they do crazy things outside, not
Right.
knowing what it could really lead to. And I know nowadays, right now, it's a lot of youngers that's really just out here just moving off straight emotion, not really this. You know what I mean? So that's what I was taught from my dad, from what I was instilled from my dad is we always move with this. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
feel this for sure, but we
Right.
always move with this.
Right.
And I feel like if we can instill that into youngest more and more, then it'll be different. Then times will be changing and things like that. It won't be as much crime.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, so like you could definitely be, a role model, a mentor to the kids. Like, cause DC is a tough place to grow up in. So
One hundred
salute to you,
percent,
man.
100%.
Yeah. So my guy G5, he says, do you have a legendary spar session you've been in or seen?
Man, I seen a lot of legendary sparring sessions. I also been in some legendary sparring sessions too. I've sparred what? I can go down the line. I've sparred Sean Porter. I sparred Andre Darrell. I think that was a legendary. That was one of them sparring sessions where I wish like I can just like I had the video and I could just go back and see, man, because we was working, man. We was working so good too. And then I've seen Adrian Broner in there. I've seen Sean in there. I've seen Tank in there. Sean Porter and Tank, that was one of them legendary sparring sessions too. Yeah, that
Wow.
was one of them. Yeah, that was one of them ones for real. Um, and then we got Pat and Tank. I don't know if y'all know about Patrick Harris, man, but that's Patrice Harris' son. He was a boxer too, man. Patrick Harris and Tank, they used to go at it for sure. Um, well, I've seen Stephen Fulton. He went at it at the gym. I've seen a lot. Like I can probably go down for like the whole rest of the interview about sparring sessions that I've seen. It's been crazy.
Wow. Yeah, so yeah, man, salute to Sean Porter. I've met Sean Porter. I've met Stephen Fortin. Salute to everybody you name, man.
Yeah,
Salute to
one hundred
Andre
percent,
Darrell. Tank for sure, man. So
100%.
yeah. So you fight on a lot of Jetta promotion cards. So like
Hmm.
down the line, like who would you be interested in signing with?
Um, really, uh, it really don't really matter to me. I'm not gonna lie. It just all got to make sense, you know.
Like
Who has the people in my weight class, you know, that's world champions or that I would want to fight. Who's offering the most money? Who's offering the better deal? Who's offering the more fights per year? You know, it's just all about what deal comes me and my team, and whatever we decide is the best. That's what we're gonna go with.
okay, all right. And speaking of the light heavyweight division, I was recently reading that we could have a possible fight between David Morrell and Callum Smith. So like
Hmm.
who do you like in that fight?
I'm not gonna lie. I like David Morrell, man. I just think he's very slick. He's very sharp. Um, his one loss only came to David Benavidez, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, David Benavidez.
Yeah.
Yep, and they went
So
the distance too. So
okay, yeah. So, I just feel like David Morrell is going to be the clear winner, but that's only if he's training how I'm sure he is. A lot of times, sometimes boxers they slack too, and sometimes it can get different. And also, anything can happen in boxing. It don't matter what's going on. That one punch can change the entire fight. So
facts,
um
facts.
it can go either way. But if I had to pick and choose or I had to put my money on it, I would go with David Morrell.
All right. For sure, for sure. So since you are from DC, Lamont Peterson, great fighter
Hmm.
from DC. Same trainer Barry Hunter. Fought a lot of big names, man. Lucas
Hmm.
Matisse, Danny Garcia, Eric Spence, Amir
Yeah.
Khan. So like, have you ever like been in the gym or trained with Lamont Peterson or got some
Oh
encouraging
yeah.
words?
Yeah, for sure. And I spar Lamont like towards the end of his career too. Um he's always been like very straightforward. Just just a chill dude for me. Um, we still cool to this day. But seeing him, go through what he was going through in the pros, seeing him fight the way he did in the pros and things like that, it just helped, you know, shape me into, um, just thinking about what the pros really look like for me and things like that. And then also it gives my coach, what I mean, the experience. My coach got crazy experience. I'm talking, he's been in world title fights, more world title fights probably than most gyms have even amateur national champions. I'm not gonna lie. So
Wow.
it just gives my coach that experience, you know what I mean, and allows it to be for when I go for mine, my team is even more prepared.
Okay. Uh, yeah, David Benavidez, I got a lot of friends who are big fan of his,
Hmm.
come forward guy, throw a lot of combinations, power. He's supposed to go up to cruiserweight to fight Zurdo Ramirez.
Yep.
So if he gets past Zurdo, do you think Benavidez should like stick around at cruiserweight or try to go back down to 175 and look for, other options?
If he does, which I think he will, I think he should stay at 201. I think he should fight the 201 ring champ, and he got the IBF belt too. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's like J. Opa.
Apatar. Yeah,
Yes,
Apatar. Okay.
yes, that would be
Yes.
that would be the fight to see at cruiserweight. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. That's a fight that hopefully we can see down the line.
Yeah,
So
they both
yeah,
nice. Yeah, they
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So like in light heavyweight division, a lot of names. You got Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev. Like I said, David Benavidez. He just moved up. You got Ben Whitaker. Like if like down the road, who could you possibly see yourself challenge? Or like who would you really like to get in there with and duke
All
it
of
out
them.
with? Okay.
All of them.
All right.
All of them. I
All right.
ducks no smoke. I want everything. You know what I mean? And that's just the competitor in me for real. Um, I want to get in there with whoever they put in there with me. I don't turn no fights down, turn no smoke away from me. You
Okay.
know, even my coaches will tell you any man that they bring to me, I told them yeah. Even if they feel like nah, we might be moving too fast, I tell them yeah, and you do whatever with that information. You know,
Okay.
so whoever's up there, when I get up there, that's who I want
Okay. All right. Salute to you for that. Okay.
for
Yeah. I
sure.
like the confidence. All right. So you got a fight coming up on the 21st. And correct me if I'm wrong. Scooter Davis, is he the main event for the card?
Oh, I don't know who's the main event yet.
Okay.
I usually don't know what the order is for the fight until like the day of the weigh-in for real, or maybe like 2 days before the weigh-in. So.
Okay. Well, I know like I've seen that he recently signed with Top Rate, and I know you
Hmm.
guys work in the same gym. So like, what's it
Hmm.
like, working with Scooter Davis? Like, do you guys encourage each other? Like when y'all got
Oh
fights
yeah,
coming up? Yeah.
yeah, no, 100%. That's like my real deal brother. Like
Okay.
we basically grew up in boxing together.
Wow.
Like going to we basically traveled the country together. Like for real, no funny. Like all
Wow.
types of tournaments, where we was going, traveling, things like that. Yeah, like we've been together for a long time. That's my brother for real. And we, you know what I mean? It's not just like a gym relationship or like a bottom relationship. Like no, we talk outside the gym. We play the game together. We do moves together, all that. So it just helps me because in my gym it's not just one person leading the pack. It's okay, one person might be here, and then somebody else might be here, and then that person might be here the next day, and the other person here, and you just that's how we just keep improving each other. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a big help, you know what I mean? Um we gonna continue to push each other, and then February 21st, man, y'all gonna see how it work. We got another fighting on there too. Demetrius Ballard. I don't know if you heard
Yeah.
of him, but he
Yeah, I know
nice.
Demetrius.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, salute
Yeah,
Demetrius. Yeah, I know
yeah,
he just got signed with Jeddah too, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. So
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So
So
February 21st, man, it's gonna be a headbanger show slash the SugarSheed show. Come on now,
okay, all right, yeah. Salute the Scooter, salute Demetrius Ballard, man.
for sure.
Uh, yeah. My guy says, G5. He says, have you been approached by Zoo for boxing yet?
Um, not from what I know. I know they just really starting like getting in the game for I seen that they just had what they first card not too long ago. So, um, if that's on the table, then that's on the table. But you know, it's I'm not really turning down nothing off the break. I will always discuss with my team first.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So like, if Sugar She wasn't a boxer, what do you think you'd be doing with yourself right now?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, honestly, I think I would be a gamer. Yeah, I will for
Okay.
sure be a gamer. Yeah, if I'm not in the gym and or the gym is closed or I already did my workout and I ain't got nothing to do, I'm at home, I'm playing the game. Like that's
Okay.
just my thing.
Yeah, so it's like what's something you passionate about, besides boxing? Is the games? Is it?
Yeah,
It's like what you
100%. Like video games and besides boxing. Video games and helping my community. That's it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so salute to you. So like you said, man, you mentioned it earlier, you know, you got a fight coming up in a few
Mm-hmm.
weeks, February 21st. Give us the details, like tell us about like the tickets that you got left, give us the prices. What can the fans expect? Like give us the whole 9 yards, man.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, man. So look, February 21st, we're gonna be at the Maryland Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be exciting. All my fights is crazy. They're exciting. All the fans usually love it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of people coming down. I still got tickets. You can get them for the ringside 150, or you get them my suite for 150 as well. That comes with a free drink. Also have tickets for 125, and I also have tickets for 105. And you could text the number 202-705-7466 for tickets, or you could DM me on Instagram at SugarSheed underscore SUGARSHED underscore. And yeah, man, like I said, all my fights is explosive, and we don't get paid for overtime, man. So make sure you get your popcorn early. Make sure get your drinks early. Make sure you use the bathroom, all that, because when that bell ring, I can't guarantee that it's gonna be a long fight.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I like the confidence, man. Like, yeah, bring it the energy, man. So yeah,
For
like
sure.
everybody, make sure you be there, man. It's gonna be a crazy night of boxing. Good card, you know, stacked from top to bottom. You know, so salute to the promoter, salute to all the fighters. You know, the team, the trainers, everybody. You know, that's come together to make this happen for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Sugar Sheed Show. Y'all gonna
Hey,
see it?
okay. Yeah, like I know you just gave your Instagram, but like if you got any other social medias that you want to drop before we close this out, you know,
Oh yeah.
feel free to drop
You
them.
can find me on all social media platforms at Sugar Sheed underscore SUGARSHED underscore. And yeah, man. And yeah, I'm
All right.
here for sure. Any questions? Y'all can always DM me. I'm always open
Okay.
to just talking to people that support me and things like that, because without my supporters, I wouldn't be here. So.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, and my guy Ty, I appreciate you, what I mean, for this
All right.
interview, man. You know what I mean? Allow me to showcase who I am, allow me to talk to the people a little bit.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it as well, man. Like I said, you the first interview for 20 2026, man. I'm glad we locked this in, man. I'm looking forward to, seeing you fight. I'm gonna try to pull up for 100%, man. I gotta be
For
there.
sure. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, come through.
All right, sure. All right, man. So you guys, y'all know where I'm at, man. Facebook, Todd Finney, IG, The Legend, 3347. And you guys just witnessed the 36th interview on the English Corner podcast. On that note, we out. Peace.